I got it. Yeah.
I don't know if who are the new ones that I was talking about?
1 2 1 2. I'ma shoot everything in pursuit. I never knew a nigga nope. The niggas on the troop.
Oh, yeah.
Ballin' hitting hoops.
Oh, I do it too much. Ah. Wow, they crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought I was on some goat shit, nigga. Best jump shot, nigga. Fuck. He missed. We're good. I tried to get some goat shit on. That was great.
That's a tight tattoo.
What's that? A dude got?
No, this girl got her back tatted. Nigga, her whole back tatted.
Hey, Drew's gonna take it.
All the way to her
back. I already called it. I know it was gonna go open, but I was gonna miss a shot.
It's like her right arm
when you have one bar.
got the full sleeve, and it connects to the back tattoo.
I just thought it was baby.
That shit look clean.
I ain't trying to do moves.
Let me guess, she mixed, right?
Gotta just get it quick.
No, I think she's messed up.
Uh-oh.
Get it. Ah. Yeah. John.
Start this already.
I know three. Oh, that's a steal. Go, hit me, shoot it. Get it, go. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, not hit me.
I like the way that shit sound in the headphones.
Yeah. I couldn't shoot the ball.
I could have swore I had that rebound. Come on, man. Stick y'all, dude. I can guard you if I wanted to, bitch.
If you clicked on today's video, you are looking for the best jump shot for your build in NBA 2K22. Well, you came to the right place. In today's video, not only will I be explaining what has changed in jump shots from Season 1 to Season 2, because yes, I'm sure you have noticed a change in your jump shot, whether you are shooting better or worse. But I will also be showing you guys the new updated best set.
That was to you. I already fucking my damn game up.
This is all day. I don't have to alleys and shit. It's gonna be me and you in a minute. I know it is.
One nigga already quit.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do me. Go get him, go get him. Oh. What's your button?
Come to me, come to me.
I don't know.
I found it. Oh, circle. Your circle.
Yeah. Even right now I'm hiding.
I need to. I did just roll on, but I want to shoot the ball. This nigga's bullshitting. Charge.
I wish this nigga pass the ball.
Yeah.
I'm open.
I'm waiting for them to quit. Cause I don't think they're gonna play the whole game. It's 25-6. And then this nigga foul him. Oh. Dude, what are y'all doing? God damn.
I'm addicted to looking at fine females. Just quit, Frankie.
My bad, I got you. I saw you late. Nigga, throw the ball, nigga. Oh my gosh.
Hey, yo, right here. Who's got ball?
That's so fake.
I almost let that hoe go early. Until I see where the damn thing was at.
Way over there.
Nigga, why you think I'm an AI?
Ah, they're just stupid. Get on my way. Damn it. Ah, they're gonna make me switch, man.
I need another cigarette for this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted to. Well, I was thinking about my Jack of Trades.
Wow, call it like you did call me. That's stage. That's what you wanted to say, nigga.
I had to pause and shit.
Exactly. Nigga, I heard it. Jack of stage, nigga.
I was trying to get a foul. I'm just gonna guard the paint. Y'all try to guard the perimeter, I'll guard the paint.
Wow, they gave you a personal foul.
Wait, what? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. The guy just had the rebound.
Yeah, bitch. Oh, I could have went to the 3 and shot that shit. That's that nigga jump.
Nigga, share the ball. God damn, bro. Really?
Oh, this shit again?
I ain't doing that shit. Press timeout. Nigga, you ain't getting the ball the rest of the game unless you get it from the AI, you stupid dick. You just don't know we on the same team, you dumbass. Alright, let's go. Where you at? Come over here. He ain't getting the ball no more. If I'm taking the ball out, you ain't touching the ball, nigga.
Oh, I was down there, boy. I was about to get it.
Yeah, but that shit right there is stupid because they don't let you even pull the ball down to your stomach or your chest, per se. Yeah, don't let that nigga get the ball. I don't care how many times we call for it. Call for that motherfucker. Three seconds. Come on.
One backcourt.
Hold up. I was saying that nigga quit. Oh, he's still playing.
He's still playing.
Nigga, you ain't coming in here, nigga. It's my paint, nigga.
Nigga running around like a chicken in her head. All you guys are doing.
It was an accident.
Oh, gotcha. That nigga was mad. Oh. Nigga, don't foul me.
Nigga, I didn't shoot that. I wanted to scoot up and shoot a mid-range. No, I can't shoot a 3 with this nigga. The fuck? Y'all got help in the paint. I want y'all niggas to guard the perimeter. Cause they gonna do that all day. I need y'all to guard the 3s.
put my arrow on the other nigga that was closest to me.
Dude, play defense at the 3-point line. I got the box. Both of y'all are playing D at the top of the key, nigga. Pay attention.
Oh, 2K. I pressed the button way before.
Hey, I should. Never mind. Just play. I call timeout on that nigga. That's fucked up. Knew that was gonna happen.
Bachelorette live on ABC with YouTube TV. Try it free.
This ain't gonna work. I need to start shooting my mid-range again. Cause I don't know where it's at.
Drop a like on the video in the next 5 seconds if you guys want to dominate with the new best build in NBA 2K22. 23 finishing, 25 shooting, 24 playmaking.
Oh, that's on next gen. Nobody care about next gen. This nigga standing in the paint, not doing nothing either.
No foul? Give me. No!
Man, that's so fucking good. How do I get...
They gave you the penalty.
Yeah. I don't even care no more.
Oh. Just stay in the paint, nigga.
Ah, dog.
Get up. That nigga down. Oh, hell is it? Oh, you ain't moving. Oh, you square. My bad. I'm triangle.
You good.
Where you at?
Out court, nigga. Oh, nah, nigga. Even the AI, fuck you, AI.
You're stupid. Bring on. You ain't passing it to me.
Alright, he passed to me like right there, nigga. I don't want the ball right there, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Damn!
Little niggas always trying to kill the rim. Leave the rim alone, nigga.
I know what I was doing wrong when I shoot. Look at that shit. Run to the goal.
I don't wanna dunk. Oh shit. I didn't know you can do that. I passed out of the alley. Man, give it that.
You gonna pass it to? Oh, jump ball. a pump fake for her.
Oh, and one. There you go.
This game is gay. Everybody shouldn't be able to shoot. Oh, try not to touch it.
That motherfucker hit your nose.
Yeah, dude. That nigga leaning forward. Like, nigga, that's fucked up. I guess that dude ain't playing. They not passing him the ball or something. Eight and 12.
I'm 10 and 19.
I don't care about those shots, nigga. But AI didn't even pass the ball, nigga. I didn't even press X though. Usually they pass the ball when they're right next to you.
Yeah, I press X. That nigga did pass.
Ain't getting the ball, bro. You ain't passing me the ball again, nigga. Fuck you.
Damn, I know my jump shot. Why the fuck I keep on doing this shit? Ooh. I wish the hell we ever give me my last action to get.
It's not. Everything you've seen me do was made possible by what you don't see.
Hey, 42 here. Lots of random odds and ends get washed up on the beach. Seashells, seaweed, empty plastic bottles, driftwood,
Man, that's
the
it.
corpse of a Welsh tramp dressed up to look like an officer of the Royal Marines. Okay, so maybe that last one was a bit of a curveball, but that's exactly what a Spanish fisherman found in the port city of Huelva in 1943 during the Second World War. Of course, it isn't unheard of for dead soldiers to wash up on beaches in times of war, but this was no ordinary corpse. And, in discovering it, the unwitting fisherman triggered the first step in a carefully orchestrated chain of events devised by the British Secret Service to fool Adolf Hitler into making a catastrophic tactical blunder. You see, by this point in the war, the tide was already beginning to turn in favor of the Allies. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 had convinced the United States to make a timely appearance on the global battlefield. The Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union was fast turning into an unmitigated disaster, and the Allies had just scored a resounding victory in the North African campaign. But for all this success, by early 1943, the Nazis and their Axis allies still controlled most of Europe, something that was going to need to be rectified if the war was to be won. Luckily, with the North African campaign concluded, the Allies suddenly had huge numbers of troops in need of a new assignment. The only question was, what were they going to do with them? Victory in Africa opened up a whole new angle of attack against the Axis powers, and the Allies planned to use it. There were two possible targets: Sicily, which would give the Allies a foothold in Italy and clear important shipping lanes in the Mediterranean, or Greece, allowing for a pincer movement, pressing the Germans up against the Soviets on the Eastern Front. Both options had their merits, but as far as the Allies were concerned, only one really made sense: invading Sicily. Unfortunately, Sicily was such a juicy target, hanging like a big, ripe, strategically important plum at the end of Italy's big toe. The Axis powers were bound to anticipate the attack and concentrate their defences accordingly. Which brings me back to our recently deceased Welsh tramp, who also happens to be the key to Operation Mincemeat, a stroke of tactical deception so ridiculous and bizarre, the fact it actually worked surprised everyone, not least the people who devised it. The aim of Operation Mincemeat was simple: convince
it's square now.
as well as fellow fascism enthusiast Benito Mussolini and all the rest of the Axis powers, that Greece, rather than Sicily, was the ultimate destination for the Allies' troops in North Africa. But how exactly do you go about fooling the sharpest minds in the Nazi party into thinking you're going to do one thing when really you're going to do the complete opposite? Easy. You find a nice fresh corpse, dress it up to look like a British Royal Marine, shove a briefcase full of fake top-secret documents into its cold, dead hands, then drop the corpse into the ocean, wait for it to get washed up and discovered by German intelligence, and finally hope they believe that fictional invasion plans you planted inside the briefcase are authentic. Okay, so maybe it's not that easy. If all of this is starting to sound like something straight out of a James Bond movie, then hey, that's very perceptive of you. Operation Mincemeat was based in part on a short document of creative military deception techniques called the Trout Memo, which was circulated by a man named Admiral John Godfrey. But whilst Godfrey took all the credit for the ideas in the Trout Memo, most historians seem to agree the document was probably written by his assistant, Ian Fleming, who, after the war, would go on to write the first Bond novel. Whilst the Trout Memo contains the central idea behind Operation Mincemeat, it didn't account for all the finer points of the plan, like where to get the body, how to create a plausible identity for a man who never existed, or how to transport a corpse all the way to Spain without being murdered by Germans. Intelligence officers Charles Chumry, yes, weirdly that is how you pronounce that, and Ewan Montagu were tasked with overcoming those little challenges, and the first thing on their checklist was to obtain a corpse for the job at hand. Not only did the corpse have to be the right age and gender, but the deceased also had to have died recently, so as to be in a believable state of decomposition when discovered. Whilst plenty of young men died on a regular basis during the war, it turns out most families in mourning want their loved ones laid to rest respectfully, as opposed to dressed up in uniform and tossed into the ocean upon their tragic demise, which meant Chumley and Montague would ideally need to find a body with no known relatives. Under normal circumstances, it might have been almost impossible to find a suitable stiff in such short notice, but this was wartime, and unlike sugar, coal and nylon, dead bodies were one of the few commodities not in short supply. So, Chumley and Montague made discreet inquiries, and before long, word of an appropriate body reached their ears. Before becoming a full-time corpse, that body had belonged to Glyndor Michael, a Welsh vagrant who'd tragically taken his own life by ingesting rat poison in an abandoned warehouse in King's Cross. Glyndor's body fit the bill perfectly, and with no family to notify of his death, it was soon at the disposal of the British citizens. Of course, obtaining a corpse was only the first step in the mincemeat plan. Before it could be dropped into Spanish waters, it needed a new identity. So, Chumley and Montague set about transforming Welsh vagrant Glyndor Michael into the fictitious Major William Martin, distinguished member of the Royal Marines. Nothing could be left to chance when attempted by high-ranking Nazi officials, so their attention to detail needed to be meticulous. Even Major William Martin's name and rank were carefully chosen. He was designated the official rank of Acting Major, as this made him senior enough to be entrusted with top-secret documents, but not prominent enough that his name or face would be known to the Germans. The surname Martin was chosen simply because it was the most common name amongst officers of the same rank. As for him being a Royal Marine, that was more a case of convenience. Their uniforms were the easiest to obtain. Or at least that's what Chumley and Montague thought, until they encountered an unexpected uniform.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay down
As a
after
high-ranking member of the Royal Marines, Major William Martin would be expected to be sporting a lovely pair.
Nigga, you trash, bro. Give it up already.
Raised suspicions. The Nazis may have counted some of the most evil men in history amongst their number, but apparently they really knew their underpants. Unfortunately, such luxuries as woolen drawers were in very limited supply at the time.
Damn, right when I was
willing
gonna
to
pass
part
it to
with
you,
theirs. But this little issue was eventually solved by another recently deceased person. A college warden by the name of Herbert Fisher, whose grieving family kindly donated a pair of his old undies to the war effort. Not only did Major William Martin need to be dressed appropriately, he also needed to have a convincing backstory. These days, someone could have whipped up a Facebook page complete with embarrassing drunken photos of the Major's university days in no time at all. But back then, they had to be a bit more creative. Chumley and Montague started to curate a collection of what they like to refer to as pocket litter. Personal items and trinkets that would make Major Martin feel real. Things like cigarettes, postage stamps, matches, keys, receipts, and ticket stubs. The Major was even given a fictitious fiancée called Pam, who existed in the form of 2 love letters, a receipt for a diamond engagement ring, and a rather saucy photograph, well for the time, of Pam drying herself off with a beach towel. In reality, Pam was Jean, and Jean worked just down the corridor at MI5. Of all the fake documentation needed to bring Major Martin to life, the most important and problematic was his naval ID card. The problem was, there were no photos of Glyndor Michael from his pre-rat poison days, Attempts were made to photograph the cadaver, but Michael made a terrible model. He was far too stiff. Montague pondered over this little poser for days before realizing the solution to his problem was staring him right in the face. Literally. During a meeting at MI5, he found himself sitting across from a man named Ronnie Reed, who, in Montague's own words, could have been the twin brother of Glindor Michael. So, Reed's headshot was taken, and the ID card was completed. For added authenticity, Montague then spent the next few weeks rubbing the card against his trouser leg in order to give it an authentic, worn-in look, which was all arranged for ID cards at the time. Chumley and Montague finally had everything they needed to set Operation Mincemeat into action. But, as the body was dressed and ready for transportation, the pair hit another snag, this time in the form of Major Martin's military boots. To keep the body preserved, it had been kept on ice for several months. But, as I'm sure you're aware, attempting to jam a pair of standard-issue military boots onto the feet of a frozen corpse is no mean feat. And, try as they might, Chumley and Montague couldn't manage it.
Don't be one of the Medicare beneficiaries, not getting all the benefits you qualify for. Make sure you're not missing out.
Not bad.
Luckily, this little hurdle was overcome relatively easily. The pair grabbed the nearest electrical heater, plugged it in, aimed it at the corpse's feet, and forced them out until they were just soft enough to slide the boots right into place. And you thought being a spy was glamorous. With his ID card suitably worn, a saucy photograph of his fiancée in his pocket, and his military boots laced up, Glindor Michael was now officially Major William Martin of the Royal Marines, leaving the Secret Service to turn their attention to the next stage of the plan, delivering the body into the hands of the Nazis. Spain was chosen for the job, as it was known to be rife with German spy activity at the time, and the British knew a washed-up Royal Marine would soon have the Nazis buzzing around it like flies around, well, a dead body. But simply dropping the corpse out of a plane and into the ocean was far too risky. People tend to notice things like aeroplanes during world wars, and boats are also pretty conspicuous. This job called for something a little more covert. A submarine called the HMS Seraph. The Seraph took 10 days to complete its journey to the Spanish coastline. After a day of reconnaissance, the submarine surfaced, and the body, which had been preserved inside a specially built container, was brought up to the deck and released into the ocean. It was discovered 14 hours later. News soon reached the Nazis, who were practically salivating at the prospect of having a sneaky peek inside Major William Martin's top secret briefcase. Official procedures dictated that the Spanish authorities should have sent the briefcase straight back to the British, as they did. But, as had been predicted, first they allowed German spies to have a gander at the goodies inside. We know this because when the Secret Service inspected the documents after their return to Britain,
I'll go back.
Irish, which had been carefully placed within the folds of one of the letters, was noticeably absent. The fictitious plans had been read by the enemy. Photographs of the falsified documents ran up the Nazi commands chain faster than you could do one of those salutes that would be
Nigga, I'm falling asleep.
And soon enough they found their way into the hands
That's
of
why I'm
the
sitting in the
Führer
paint.
himself. He didn't doubt the authenticity of the plans for one moment. In fact, when Benito Mussolini tried to convince him that it seemed very likely the Allies would focus their attentions on Sicily, not Greece, Hitler simply refused to listen. And he was adamant the spies had struck gold by intercepting genuine British military plans. This blind belief in the authenticity of the documents
I'll try to
After
steal
all,
it.
it must have occurred to someone that the documents could have been fake.
Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just not paying attention to what I just did.
The whole ruse was supported by a large number of pre-scripted diplomatic cables exchanged between Britain and Spain.
Hold
in
on.
which the British made it clear
Niggas,
how
pass the
important
fucking
the
ball.
briefcase be recovered and kept out of the hands of the Nazis. The real genius here was that these messages were all heavily encrypted, but the British
I'm gonna take
knew
a
the
nap
Germans had
after
cracked
this.
their cipher.
Alright.
When the briefcase finally made it back
So
to
I can
Blighty,
wake up.
a further series of messages was sent to report the tests had been carried out on the content of the case, confirming they hadn't been compromised. This was a vital step, as naturally the Allies would have changed their plans if they had reason to believe the Germans had gotten wind of them.
Man.
The complex deception was outrageously successful. Convinced he had gotten one over on the Allies, Hitler gave orders for an entire panzer division of some 90,000 soldiers to be deployed to a place Britain had absolutely no intention of invading, leaving the Allies free to invade Sicily with relative ease. By the time Hitler realized his mistake, it was too late. The successful invasion of Sicily held huge consequences for Hitler and his attempts at world domination. It paved the way for the Allied invasion of Italy and hastened Mussolini's fall from power. And in his desperation to regain control of the Mediterranean, Hitler called off a huge planned offensive against the Soviet Union, diverting 1/5 of the entire German army from the east to southern Europe, giving the Soviets a decisive advantage in the battle for the Eastern Front. If the tides of war had been starting to turn when Operation Mincemeat was first conceived, by the time the grand deception had actually panned out, it isn't much of a stretch to suggest the Allies were actually winning. Today, Operation Mincemeat is regarded as one of the most successful feats of deception ever pulled off in the theatre of war. The modern-day equivalent of the Trojan horse. Had the mission failed, it's possible the
Get that out of here.
would have been very different and a lot more swastika-y. But what of the real hero of the story? Glyndor Michael, the Welsh vagrant who died twice to deceive the Nazis.
Come
A man
around,
who
he
felt
said.
his own life so insignificant, he decided to end it alone in a warehouse in London. His body was buried in Spain with full
Yeah, I can't believe I got
For many
between that
years,
shit.
his tombstone only bore the name of his fictional alter ego, the man who never was, Major William Martin. But in 1997, his real name was finally added to his resting place. The great tragedy, of course, is that Glyndor Michael will never know how he fooled Hitler and changed the course of history in the process. Thank you for watching. You can get your hands on my books if you're flying it over on Amazon or on Audible. Links to both in the
I
description.
used to go over there and be like, nigga, what you flopping for?
University of Phoenix is
They
awarding
not-
up to
they haven't even got on the
$1 million
mic,
in new
though.
scholarships this month.
And I've been over there
If you've
2
been
times
waiting for an
already.
opportunity to go back to school. It's time
That's why I'm
to stop
sitting in the
waiting.
paint.
See what scholarship you may qualify for at Phoenix.
Alright, first I tell you, then I start doing it.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Nate here, and welcome to Grand Theft Auto V's Mount
Come get it.
Chiliad, the birthplace for one of gaming's most notorious unsolved mysteries that's recently gotten a whole lot bigger. Now, if you follow me on Twitter or have seen some community posts, you may have known that I've been wanting to make a video breaking down GTA's Chiliad mystery for a while. Generally, I only put Skyrim and Fallout content on my channel. However, I just find this topic so incredibly fascinating, I think it's worth taking a step outside of my comfort zone. And I'm honestly not even a huge GTA fan.
Alright, you good.
You see, this mystery all began in 2013
I'm gonna play you.
when Grand Theft Auto 5 had just come
And
out,
I'ma still
players
kinda do
started to
me.
notice something fishy was going on at Mount Chiliad, the tallest mountain in the game. I'll explain the exact details
then press the
but a
button.
bunch of Easter eggs and clues were discovered that indicated there was a strange supernatural secret the mountain was hiding. Spoiler alert, aliens, Bigfoot, and ghosts were involved, but again, more on that later. The community quickly erupted into a frenzy as everyone tried to figure out what that secret was. Back when all of this was getting started in 2013, nobody would have thought that the investigation would still be ongoing in 2020. Rockstar did such a good job at hiding certain details that some are barely being found after almost 7 years of being undisturbed in the game. Furthermore, as time went on, the developers occasionally added small bits of new content and updates that expanded the mystery beyond what the vanilla game included. Then, in December of 2019, Red Dead Redemption 2 released, and appeared to feature the same supernatural force. Indeed, not even America's Old West was safe. As if all of this wasn't already fascinating enough, the last couple of months saw the community make some huge revelations that have brought us closer than ever to actually solving the secret. And for reasons we'll get into, some suspect Rockstar may finally be getting ready to reveal it sometime soon. Or at least in the next year or so. I personally consider the ongoing Chiliad investigation to be one of the greatest stories in any game ever, despite not really being all that into GTA or RDR otherwise. Thus, what I would like to do in this video is explain that story so far, and how it's evolved, so you can know what's going on and just appreciate the narrative without ever needing to play the games yourself, unless you want to. We'll start at the beginning, when the first Grand Theft Auto 5 players noticed something suspicious at the mountain, and work our way through the mystery's evolution over the following 7 years, leading up to the recent stuff that's happening now. Anyway, I've spent enough time monologuing, you get the idea. Without any further ado, let's do further, and break down the tale behind gaming's greatest mystery. Alrighty, so you might think our story would start in September of 2013, when GTA 5 first came out. However, the Chiliad investigation actually began before then. You see, prior to the game's release, Rockstar had been teasing GTA with a number of trailers and screenshots. The developers were obviously very proud of the massive world they had built, and were showing it off non-stop. We would be returning to the fictional U.S. state of San Andreas.
Trying to go to sleep.
California.
Nigga trying to keep my
GTA
eyes
San
open.
Andreas took us
That's why I keep trying to give you the ball.
The story of the iconic Carl Johnson, or CJ. This time around, though, we would be taking up the roles of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. 3 very different criminal outcasts who became unlikely allies. As the teasers kept coming, people noticed something in the background of certain scenes. There was this mountain with a weird box on top of it that couldn't easily be made out. The internet erupted in a search to figure out what was up, and Reddit was flooded with "what's in the shed" posts that quickly became a meme. Months before the game was even out, dedicated fans were able to identify the mountain in question as Mount Chiliad, the tallest mountain in the state, which was also featured in GTA San Andreas.
Uncompromising bourbon. Buffalo Trace.
This was especially important, because back in the mid-2000s, there was a popular myth among San Andreas players that Bigfoot can be found on Mount Chiliad, and that gained a lot of steam in early forums. Even more startling was that many Bigfoot sightings were reported at an abandoned shed on the mountain.
Damn, that was to you.
Rockstar's vice president Dan Houser ended up confirming in 2010 that the studio originally did plan to make Sasquatch a real character in San Andreas, but decided to cut the creature from the title, and any alleged sightings were mere hoaxes. Nonetheless, with Chiliad returning for the franchise's 5th installment, the community wondered if it would contain something supernatural for reals this time around. Thus, on September 13th, 2013, the day Grand Theft Auto 5 officially launched, you better believe folks immediately flocked to the location. Turns out the big mysterious shed was actually just a lift station for a cable car that could transport people between the summit of Mount Chiliad and the ground. Although, something was still fishy. You see, on one of the walls of this station was a very odd mural of sorts. This painting depicted what seemed to be Mount Chiliad, with 8 boxes inside of it, and an eye, or maybe UFO, on top of it. Oh, yeah, and there are some lightning bolts coming from the hill as well. What the heck is this? Most of the boxes only contain slashes, but the three at the bottom clearly represent a UFO, a cracking egg, and a man on a jetpack. What could all this mean? Well, the community raced to find out. 5 paintings were soon discovered around the mountain, each featuring the eye symbol that we saw on the mural. In 3 of these paintings, the eye was clearly above a different symbol. One had it atop of a crescent moon, another had it atop of a mountain, and another had the eye on top of some storm clouds. Sadly, the other 2 glyphs were too low to make out anything other than just the eye. The consensus among the community was
It's funny how the AI won't get them the ball. Because I know they calling for it.
What exactly they meant was unclear, but at least connections were being made. Aliens were an instant suspect for quite a few people, myself included. The cryptic nature of everything, coupled with that UFO symbol, felt consistent with an extraterrestrial message. The Grand Theft Auto universe is no stranger to creatures from the stars either. Off the northern coast of the map, deep beneath the sea, lies a crashed UFO that can only be reached via submarine thanks to the high undersea water pressure. Beneath an icy lake in the game's first mission, a frozen alien is visible during the tutorial, and there are more references we'll get to shortly. Point is, E.T. is real in this universe, so their potential association with the Chiliad mystery is far from unfathomable. Furthermore, a couple of the Chiliad glyphs were found to appear somewhere else. South of the Alamo Lake, quite a ways away from Mount Chiliad, is a small, rural hippie camp set up near some train tracks. It's populated by, well, hippies that happen to be huge alien enthusiasts and who decorated their surroundings with colorful, extraterrestrial-friendly paintings and artwork. At first, it's easy to write these guys off as just a bunch of crazy people. They may be onto something, though, as among the various designs painted on their hill are 2 of the same glyphs we spotted at Chiliad. One with the eye above the crescent moon, and another with the eye above the storm clouds. How could these supposedly crazy hippies so perfectly recreate
I wasn't
these
playing
symbols?
offense,
Did they
I was just
receive a
playing
visitor from the
defense.
Cosmos that showed them? Did one of their members
Giving you the balls. Nah, every time I got the ball, I gave it to you and just stay down there.
with them much in the story. So it's impossible to be sure what they were thinking.
Because I ain't touched the ball from them ever. Ever.
When approached. I hope you appreciate the impression, by the way. Lucky for us, there was more to Chiliad than just the size. A viewing platform on the mountain's peak was quickly discovered to have the phrase, "Come back when your story is complete," ominously carved into it, with the same eye symbol painted on the ground beneath. If the player returns to Mount Chiliad as Franklin after achieving 100% completion of the game, that means beating the main story, all the side missions, challenges, etc., obviously a pretty difficult thing to do, a new side quest would become available at Mount Chiliad.
That's why y'all dumbasses
where
lost.
a crazy man would approach Franklin and ask that you help him hunt down Bigfoot.
In night time, nigga.
They're clever bastards. Some of them wear orange so that people will think they're hunters. Let's go this way. Sasquatches, huh? A picture would be good. A stuffed head, even better. Scat sites down there in the valley there. I'm gonna cover these cliffs. Been hunting that beast longer than you'll ever know, boy. You just keep an ear out for them terrible howls. When I hear them, I know either you found them or he's found you.
And this team.
Now, hold on a second. If we're returning to Chiliad after 100% completing the game, how the heck is a new side quest becoming available? 100% should mean you've done everything.
Right when I get back on.
Well, this quest is actually named The Last One.
You
Like
said
that's
you
its
off
title,
today, right?
implying that
Nah,
this is the
I don't go into like,
final mission of the game.
I'll leave at
But the
5:30.
man asking you to hunt Bigfoot with him would be undeniably mad, and claimed he'd been hunting the creature on this very mountain for the last 9 years.
Oh shit.
Funnily enough, GTA San
I
Andreas
guess
released
I'll
9
hit
years
you up.
before
I'll
GTA
get with
5.
you when you get
And
off
this
there.
whole encounter must have been a nod by Rockstar
I know,
to
I'm
those
gonna end
Bigfoot
up,
sightings San
if I go
Andreas
to sleep,
reported
I'm gonna
seeing
stay
on the
asleep.
map.
I've been asleep for a minute.
After a bit of looking, you would indeed spot Bigfoot and have to chase him
Alright,
down in a
fool.
dramatic fashion.
Alright, man.
Sadly,
Yeah.
though, when we finally caught this Bigfoot creature, it would reveal itself to be nothing more than a man in a costume who had been playing a sick joke. The Sasquatch hunter would be furious, but thank you for your help, and promised to continue his search for the real monster, which he insisted was still out there. And now, you will have completed 101%.
wrote you a love letter, hoping make our love better. Pain in the heart, I can feel it when the love left me. Never do us part, I just hope it ain't the love getter. As she depart, I just know I'll never forget her. I wrote you a love song, hoping make our love strong. Pain in the heart, I can feel it when the love gone. Just play it smart, I hope I can make our love long. So many scars, that's what come from being love wrong. Lately I'm done stressing, can't fake I'm done begging. Like babe, what's wrong with you today? Sorry, I'm done guessing. Why would I try to deal with you when you just love wrecking? Baby, I'm done teaching you like you need love lessons. Done with your love, keep it, feel like you love me. You say some things you know gon' hurt, they say you don't mean it. Gave you a ring and plus my heart seem like you don't need it. Like everything just fall apart and we just done speaking. Dreams full of my fears, I done gave you 5 years. Could feel your eyes still be shining when the sky clears. It feel like love is just like dry tears. Somehow it's always surprising when that time nears. I wrote you a love letter, hoping make our love better. Pain in her heart, I could feel it when the love left her. Death do us part, I just hope it ain't the love getter. As she depart, I just hope I never forget her. I wrote you a love song, hoping make our love long. Pain in her heart, I could feel it when her love gone. Just play it smart, I hope I can make our love strong. So many scars, that's what come from being love wrong. So many thoughts in my head, no, I ain't never think she would leave me hopeless. Went through some things all by myself, hoping that she would notice. Go through that phase, think how I felt, and that's what keep me focused. Heart feeling strange, like when you left, that's when I see my lowest. Love when I see me, hate when I see her going. Search for that broken piece, but I leave it open. Wrote you this melody, I hope you hear
20 seconds, 20 seconds. Start it.
Who got here?
Crash that force, man.
Yo.
Oh, hit down. Hey, yo, right here.
Step out. Who's watching here? I'm up.
And one.
Pressure him up.
Watch that shooter.
Back up, bro.
No.
Come on, get back. Hey, let it go. I'll take it. Double. Don't get pinned.
Pick coming.
Ball.
Hey, swing it.
I got ball. Right here. Shut up.
Hey, good boy.
Yep.
Close again.
Pick.
Yo, watch him.
Hey, hands up.
Give me that. Grab it.
Get that. Hey, come to me.
Hey, yo, right there! Ball, come on! Coming! Yo, get it up! Hey, get the ball! Get it! Right here! Out of bounds. Ball! Get the ball! Close again. Here we go. Here we go. Get a good look. Good look. Right here. Watch out. I got Stay there. Stay there. Get out. Good baseline. Whoa. Come on, man, take that! Screen coming! Pressure force, man! Come on! Hey, balance it out! Hey, don't forget the clock! Oh, you better shoot that! Yo, watch back up! Hey, yo, grab it! It's a way too soon for me to say the way. Hey, whoa, left! You Here we go, attack. Here we go. Get a good look. Good look. Good shot. High. Let's get a good shot. Ball up. Good ball. Back. Get it going! Out of bounds. Inside! Here we go! Get a good look, man. Go to grab it! Here we go! Come get it! The ball! Cross street, go over it! Ow! Hey, that's all you! Get the perimeter! Downstream. Do it, keep going. Step out. Hey, get up. Way to grab it. Shot! Get the board, get it! Get to him! Downstream! I'm through! Do it, keep hold! Get up on him! Get to him! Downstream! I'm through! Do it, keep hold! Use it! Yep! Turn down! Use that! Huh? Stay on here! Hold up! That's all you! Get to him! Downstream! I'm through! Do it, keep hold! Shot! Good board! Get there! No shot! Squeeze! Switch! Watch the cutter! Screen, screen! Oh, gotta move, gotta move! Shut up, shut up! Strong foul. Rebound! Grab it, you got it! Good job! Come around! I see him! Watch that shooter! Baby! Watch that shooter!